What's up, everyone? Champions back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for the pay-per-view, UFC 321, Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Very excited for this card. This is a banger card. We're in for a good one. I was out for like a week. I traveled and now I'm like here. I'm gonna be here for like some time now. So I don't know. Camera not necessarily the best because the lighting's not necessarily the best. That's all good. We'll live with that, but. So I'll give you good picks, good bets, etc. Since we haven't gone through the past 2 weeks, we got to do it because we always go over what happened the last week. So by all means, let's get started with that because we're gonna have a lot to go through. But I'm gonna try to go through it pretty quickly as a result. So, man, Brazil card, Oliveira versus Gamrot ended up being pretty good. 7-unit night. Pretty happy with how it went down. And in terms of the Canada night, even better. 10-unit night. So I've been doing really good last of late, and I hope it keeps up. So, but let's go through some of these really quickly. I think. Okay, I had a little bet on Lacerda by KO. He got the sub. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, Simon Oliveira is just done. He's done. Not much to talk about there. Julia Polastri, my biggest bet of the card. I love her to death. Came through with the finish. That's all she needed. And yeah, she could finish someone who Denise Gomes couldn't finish. Now, I don't think there's anything crazy about that, but Julia Polastri looked incredible in there. I mean, it was just more physical. As I was saying in my breakdown, Polastri is more physical. And as a result, she's not going to get pushed around by Carolina. Like, maybe she could get wrestled, but if she doesn't, man, it's going to be bad, and she's going to sting her on the feet. And that's exactly what happened. Non-stop pressure. She looked incredible. She covered her price tag easily. I love Julia Polastri. I hope she keeps winning. The next fight I had a bet on, but yeah, that was my biggest bet of the night, and yeah, shout out to her. The next fight I had a bet on, was it Bia Mesquita? Probably was. I had Bia Mesquita in like parlay, like -3.5 and stuff like that. Like, I was super confident in Bia, and yeah, I mean, easy takedown. That's the fight. Like, it was as simple as that. Bia looked good. I still don't think Bia is that good, I should say. She's still a fade in the future. People, I think, change their minds from that based off this fight. No, Irina's terrible. She's absolutely a fade in the future, but for this night, she looked really good. So shout out to her. The next fight I had a bet on. What was it? I can't wait to talk about that one, but I'm not sure if that's next. And it might be next. No, it's Con Ofley. Con Ofley beat Ricardo Ramos. I didn't put too much on this, but I was like, man, I think Con Ofley can give this guy problems, especially in the grappling, if he doesn't just get spinning elbowed. He didn't just get spinning elbowed, and he found a way to get to the grappling. I know it was a cage grab, but whatever. They don't call those anymore, I guess. And he worked him on the ground, and he got the finish. Fantastic. It was great. So shout out to Con Ofley. People were doubting him pretty heavily there, and went outside the grain to go with Con. But man, shout out to Con. He looked good. Yes, the next fight. This is probably my second biggest bet of the card. Mario Pinto. My boy. Mario Pinto. I love this guy to death. If you know me, you saw my end of year video or whatever. It was like I talked about Dana White Contender Series prospects. One of them is Luis Carule, and he's not been doing so good. Although he's been looking good, but like his chin is giving him issues. Other guy was Mario Pinto. I was like, I'm so high on this guy. This guy is a legit prospect, and he absolutely is. I knew he was well-rounded, and he absolutely showed he was well-rounded. I had so much belief in this guy, and man, Mario Pinto, that guy's the dude. I played him like -133. I thought he looked value. I mean, obviously he looked value because Denise had nothing off his back. It was a wrestling clinic. Mario Pinto's a well-rounded heavyweight, and he's got good cardio. Good fight IQ as well. What else do you want? Like, this is one of the best prospects in the division. Mario Pinto's my guy. So very, very happy about that. Very happy I could buy in with him as well. The next fight I had to bet on believe it was Montel Jackson. Oh no. So Vicente Luque, Joel Alvarez. I had fight ends by sub. At least there were attempts. I'm not mad at not hitting. Although I'd be pretty not happy if I had the KO bet. Um, yeah, the ref kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, but hey, it is what it is. You couldn't find this up. That's what I cared about. So I mean, I guess shout out to Luque. Um, Next fight I bet on Montel Jackson to win. Like, it was close. I thought Montel kind of edged it, but it was like, I'm not like gonna fight anyone about it. Um, Figgy looked pretty good. I mean, I don't even know. No, I disagree. Like, Figgy didn't do much. Like, I felt like Montel and Figgy didn't do much at all. It was just kind of a staring contest. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't have much to take away. It's just, I mean, maybe if Jackson let his hands go, he could have won. But what is there to say? Mateus Gamrot to beat Charles Oliveira. I was wrong. I'm not mad to be wrong. Charles Oliveira's really awesome, dude. And man, I was so surprised how good Charles looked, especially on the ground. Because I thought Gamrot would get takedowns. I mean, he did, but like Charles getting a takedown on him and controlling him so easily was just. I mean, man, his jiu-jitsu is ridiculous. His ground game is ridiculous. There's no denying that. So, shout out to Charles Oliveira for that. And now let's talk about the Vancouver card real quick. I don't think I'm gonna go over picks for these cards. I'll just tell you right now, 8 of 12 for the Brazil card, and 8 of 12 and 10 of 13 on the Vancouver card. Like, yeah. So those are what I had. For this card, what did I have bets? Let me see again. Remind myself. Oh, Danny Barlow. I'll talk about Danny Barlow right now. There's no excuse losing to Jordan Santos. That guy's terrible. He is terrible. I maintain that, which I had in the video. There's no excuse for him losing to that guy. I'm sorry. So, not much to say there. He's out from the UFC now. I hope he gets better and comes back in, but that was rough. Even if it was close and he could have won, damn, it was not good luck at all. The next fight I had a bet on this card. What else? Oh wait, I even skipped one. Azman Bakoyev versus Yusri Bulgari. I played overs. I played fight starts round 3. Fight goes a decision. Good thing I played fight starts round 3. I was like, this guy, but I did absolutely say Bakoyev was a fraud. There's only 2 fights I felt like I was really wrong about on this card. I know I picked Bakoyev, but I was like, I'm not touching this with anything other than overs. It was the Hyun-Sung Park fight versus Bruno Silva, and it was a Danny Barlow fight versus Jordan Santos. I didn't even touch the Park versus Silva fight, so lucky me. But like, those are the 2 fights I felt like I got really wrong. And as for Bakoyev, I mean, like, I knew this guy was a fraud. This guy's like not that good. I thought the fade would be next fight or the fight after. It turned out to be this one. Yeah, Asman's just not good. He's just not good. And he got pieced up bad in this fight. So I mean, shout out to Yusri for not finishing him right before round 3 started at least. And yeah. Next fight I had a bet on. I believe it's Aorichi Lang, the Mongolian murderer, my boy, to beat Cody Gibson. He came through, my guy. Got the KO because Cody Gibson just swung like a dummy. I don't really know why he did that. I thought he was gonna wrestle, and I thought Mongolian murderer would probably finish him late from like gassing, but no, they're not necessary. Yeah, Mongolian murderer has power. It's about time that story about him having like the highest punching power based off of his like pound for pound weight class came to fruition. About time, Mongolian murderer. You made me proud. I'm very, very happy about that. And I had a bet on scorecards no action. I think this is like a great look, honestly. So yeah, that fight. Drew Dober to win by KO over Kyle Prepelic, and also had Kyle Prepelic, Drew Dober to end by TKO. Getting a little sweaty, but the point taken at the end of round 3, or not the end, the beginning of round 3, probably saved this bet. It was not necessarily looking like the best bet in the world, but after the point taken, Drew Dober saw red and just boom, 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 boom when he went ham, and he got the finish. My condolences to Drew Dober for losing his child during this training camp. I mean, that's just like impressive, like more impressive to think about when he like fought this type of fight. Yeah, Drew Dober didn't necessarily look the best because like man, Prapolek looks like a snail. Like he's so slow. But Drew Dober got it done. I can't be mad. And now he has lightweight KO record. So shout out to Drew Dober. The next fight I had a bet on. What was the next one? Ciryl Gane over David Grant. I was right. Ciryl Gane. I thought it was like a difference of weight class and like that would be like a little too much on Grant. I didn't necessarily think he would KO him. I didn't necessarily think that, or not KO. It wasn't. He subbed him. He subbed him with the guillotine, which is his guillotine is perhaps one of the best in MMA. I mean, you have to say it now. He's got an insane guillotine. but I digress, man. Jourdain looked incredible against Davy Grant, who's like not no slouch. He's not no slouch. So get Jourdain up higher in the rankings to this weight class. The next fight I had a bet on. What was it? It was, I believe, Menal Furo against Jasmine Jasudavicius. This is my biggest bet of the card. I liked Menal a lot here. And man, she pulled through with the KO. I didn't see that coming. I'm happy I played the money line, that decision or round 3 decision. I'm very, very happy about that. Menal looked incredible. Menal is a really good fighter. I mean, she stung her bad. Jasmine's just striking defense is not good. It's not ever been good, and she got stung by a good striker. I will say like early on in the fight, I was like, ooh, man, that's not looking the best. But she got situated, and I mean, she found the KO pretty quickly. So I cannot complain. Very good bet. We take those, especially as like the biggest bet of the card. Very happy about that. Next fight, I had bet on Mike Malott to beat Kevin Holland. I also had some money on 1-2 for him to finish in 1-2, but that didn't happen. Weird fight, especially because the nut shot from Kevin Holland. I thought Kevin Holland was winning early, but after the nut shot, Mike Malott kind of just fought safe and won. I felt like he left him off, left him off the hook. You know, there was like he just didn't go crazy with all this stuff. And it's like I was thinking like, does he not want to get no contest, or like does he want no backlash? Like, oh, you beat him unfairly with the finish. I don't know. Those were thoughts in my head. Probably not on any of those. I didn't think it was. That was a pretty underwhelming performance from Mike Malott, but I mean, he did what he had to do to win. I can appreciate that. And the next fight I had to bet on Brendan Allen to beat Reiner de Ridder. I get to say I called it. There's someone put a comment in my video. It was like, oh, RDR is finishing Allen. I mean, it's the other way around. It's okay. You can comment stuff like that. You're free will. Brendan Allen looked great. It was very scary early on. I'll tell you what. But RDR's gas tank has not necessarily been the best thing ever. I was surprised to see Brendan Allen's gas tank be as good as it was. But I mean, it was. And like he survived positions, which I knew he's going to be super tough to get out of there. And because of that, it's going to possibly extend. And I mean, like I thought Allen would have more success on the feet and like clearly beating him on the feet. But I thought wrestling wise, he could absolutely have success in this fight. And he absolutely did. So shout out Brendan Allen, man. He looked incredible. And he topped off a great night for me. So yeah, let me just pull up the top pages real quick, just so you can see my picks for these other fights. I'm not going to go over probably much of them. Rocha looked great. Vitor Petrino, I thought he looked pretty bad this fight against Peterson. I was right to be like cautious with this one, like betting wise. So shout out to Philo. He looked incredible. He's a really good grappler. I learned my mistakes not mistakes, because I made money off Alan Nascimento, but I was like, damn, this guy is really good. I'm not too interested in fading him, and I'm happy I didn't. As well, just KOs Lucas Almeida round 1 because his hands in balloon had nothing. So shout out to Aswell. For this one, yep. And then for 10 out of 13. Crota looked pretty good. I stayed away from it. I thought it was kind of dicey low-key, like especially early on. I thought like Lisboa won early, but Carter really came on, and now she's fighting Luana Santos. So good luck to her. I thought she looked all right, especially more as the fight went on. But I thought Lisboa looked better than she has. Although like she kind of fell off a cliff after a while in the fight. This one, Luciano. Oh my god, I did have a bet on Luciano. It was on a parlay of some sort. Oh, I do have a bet on it. But the reason why I didn't go over it, it's on this week's card. I parlayed it with. So we'll get into what she parlayed with. But yeah, Luciano looked incredible. She looked incredible. Like, I mean, I was worried about the size maybe being a factor, but I mean, that really wasn't. It didn't look like it at all. Luciano's one of the best prospects in this division. I feel the same way after watching that fight. She's good. She's pretty much a goods. Yeah, I talked about that one. Sort of talked about this one. I mean, Bruno Silva, it looks like he's on all the roids in the world. Park's chin, it's always been bad. I thought he'd get more working in the grappling, but didn't really happen. So shout out to Bruno Silva. Oh, God, I love the Mongolian murder so much. Kyle Nelson, Matt Frivola. I forgot to put like a little bet on Kyle Nelson, but honestly, I'm okay with not putting a bet on him. I felt like it went exactly how I thought, although maybe it should have been a finish in round 1 because crazy stoppage from Dan Miragliotta, but whatever. I thought Kyle Nelson looked good. He's pretty filled up in 155. I thought he looked great in the weight class, and I think Frivola's done. I was completely right about that, where it's like, it's more so me thinking Frivola is regressing, and he absolutely is, so, yeah. And I think... Oh, Eamon Zahabi, Chito Vera. I thought low-key Chito won. I was like, I can't be that mad at the decision. It's a Chito thing. Round 1 and 3, they're close. Who won? Even with the Chito knockdown in round 2, who knows? So, yeah. Shout out to Zahabi. I thought he looked good, but yeah, it was a close fight. Yeah. Now, let's get on to 321. I'm very excited for this card. I am very, 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 very excited for this card. Let's get into it. Jacqueline Emerim versus Mizuki Inoue. I have a bet on this fight. I have some money on Jacqueline Emerim. Like a more early number, although that number's not actually good. Because I think she's going to run through Mizuki Inoue, whether it be submission or decision. I think Mizuki is pretty tough, so like I wouldn't be shocked if she does go to decision with Emerim. But man, I don't see a world where Mizuki Inoue is really able to do much against Emerim unless she gasses. But I think that's a problem of the past. It's against Sam Page on your debut. I don't give any credence to that. It's not the end of the world for Emerim. Emerim's just such a good grappler. And I think she's gonna really put it on Mizuki Inoue. And I think a good way to look at this fight is the minus 3.5 at this point, because like, man, the line is disgusting as of now. But minus 3.5, I expect dominance, and I don't think Mizuki Inoue is really gonna be able to do anything about it. So whether it be a finish, whether it be a 30-27 decision, I think Emerim's just got this in the bag. Azat Maxim versus Mitch Raposo, my favorite bet of the card. Azat Maxim. This is what I parlayed Luciano with. Good decision. I think Mitch is tough. I'm a Mitch Raposo fan. Believe it or not, I picked him to beat Andre Lima. That was kind of crazy, to be honest. I didn't pick him to beat Stu because I thought it was a terrible matchup, and I think this is a terrible matchup too. I don't see how Mitch wins this fight genuinely. The only way is through bonk, just a random KO, because maybe Azat just gets hit like that and just gets hurt. So I guess it's possible, but it's so unlikely. I think Azat's better everywhere. The much better wrestler. I don't think that's even a question. The much better striker as well. Like, I don't even think it's close. I don't see how it's any close. Mitch needs to rely on his boxing combinations, but I don't think it's going to be enough against a guy as big as Azat Maxim. I like Azat. I've been a fan of his. I picked him to beat Tigir, and I thought Loki could have won that fight. I had a bet on him as well. And that was on short notice, full camp notice. I think the UFC's trying to do him a favor. They're not giving Mitch Raposo as much of a favor. I mean, I guess him being the UFC still is a favor, but like, these split decisions are nonsense, honestly. Sue Darji split decision. It was a clear Sue win. Andre Lima split decision. It was clear Lima win. I think it's a tough ask. I think Azat Maxim absolutely should run through Mitch Raposo and have zero problems doing so. So, yep, Azat Maxim, my favorite bet of the card, my biggest bet of the card. I think he should absolutely get this done. Chris Barnett, Hamdi Abdelwahab. I'm going to go Hamdi KO1. I mean, I just don't think Barnett's going to have much to really give. And, like, if Hamdi has a brain, he wrestles. And if he wrestles, he probably should get the finish pretty early. I think under 1.5 is a good way to look at this fight, especially if, like, you like Hamdi to win. Because, I mean, it covers all of Chris Barnett's win condition. I'll tell you that. It also covers Hamdi's, like, you don't want to be on Hamdi if this somehow gets to round 3, because I don't know what the hell is happening if this is out in round 3 or like late round 2. I don't know what's happening, because there's no reason he shouldn't be finishing Chris Barnett. So I think under 1.5 is an all right look, but am I like that passionate about it? Not really. Not really. I'm not super crazy about it, but maybe I'll play it small, but I'm kind of okay. But Hamdi should win. Jose Delgado versus Nathaniel Wood. Give me Delgado. I'm gonna go by KO. He just brings war. I keep saying like Delgado, like not Delgado, but anyone Nathaniel Wood's fighting, he's just bigger and he's gonna beat them. I keep being wrong about it. But I digress. I do think it's still a problem. It's gonna bite him in the butt eventually, and I think Delgado is the type of guy to do it. Man, those knees up the middle. I think he can exploit a lot of the same things that Andre Philly was able to exploit on Nathaniel Wood. While Nathaniel Wood still won that fight, it was pretty dang competitive, and Delgado's a much younger version of that, especially on the feet. So I think Delgado can really put it on Wood, and he always brings a fight. I'm not necessarily interested in betting the money line. I've lost too much against Wood, or like Charrier last time, to be like, oh yeah, do that. The under is probably like a pretty all right look, though. I think. Like I think with how Delgado fights, I honestly don't hate the under. So yeah. Walter Walker versus Louis Sunderland. I mean, I hate this fight. I'm gonna go Walker sub round 1, but I'm gonna say this. Do not bet that. Do not bet that. The only thing you can look to bet in this fight is Louis Sunderland live. That's what I'm going to be looking to do. If you see Walter Walker go for the stupid heel hooks or leg locks, whatever he goes for, I mean, it's just not conducive to winning on a high level. I don't care if it's heavyweight. It's not conducive. You can't just keep getting away with it. Louis Sunderland's like, I think he like hit a leg lock before. I don't remember. It's like, but like something of that sort. I don't think Louis Sutherland's that good at all, which is why I'm going Walter, and who I don't think is good at all either. But like honestly, I'm really rooting for Louis Sutherland to win this fight. This guy Walter is a fraud. Doesn't change my mind. If this fight extends, who knows? Who knows? I guess you got to favor Louis Sutherland. I've hated every look I've seen of Walter Walker every time he's gone long, and I mean, I know he's in better shape now, but I don't think it's gonna matter, especially with what he's doing. He's fighting dumb, like aimlessly, like trying to get a heel hook or a leg lock. It's ridiculous. So yeah, give me Walter Walker, but live bet Louis Sutherland once round 2 starts, or maybe even midway round 1 if you know, like, okay, he's gonna survive. That's my suggestion. Do not bet Walter Walker. Mateusz Ronbetsky versus Ludovic Klein. Banger fight. I'm going Ronbetsky. I think he can drown him kind of late, like late round 2. This is a banger fight. I like Ronbetsky here. The reason why is because he's not going to give Ludovic Klein any space to work. He's not going to do that. And I think Klein needs space to work in order to win fights and fight a pretty fight in order for him to win. Ronbetsky is not going to... We've seen what he's been doing. I mean, he's gonna get like beat up. I know this fight's like pretty not that long ago, but I think it's more because of the cut damage. I'll say that. But besides that point, which I do think is a valid point to bring up, Ronbetsky's not gonna give Klein the room to work and do what he needs to do to win this fight. And even then, I think Ronbetsky's gonna bring in the wrestling. He's always wrestling dudes. He's always taking them down. Ludovic Klein, I don't think is anything really off his back. I think Ronbetsky's gonna really put it on Klein and maybe even get a finish. So I like Ron Batsky here, especially as an underdog play. I think he's a pretty good look. I'm not putting anything crazy on him because I am a little worried about this, but I think Ron Batsky should get this done. Ikram Aliskerov versus Jun Young Park, the Iron Turtle. I'm going Iron Turtle to get a late mauling. I mean, maybe I go decision, but I'm going to go late mauling because this is Iron Turtle. I don't understand the logic of this fight. Like, what has Ikram done to make people think, oh yeah, easy Ikram win? Nothing. He's done nothing. What KO'd Warley Alves, Phil Hawes, and Andre Muniz, who's out the door. And he lost to Robert Whitaker by KO early. I know it was short notice, but he's shown nothing. Nothing. And John Young Park's a really legit guy. He should have won against Muniz himself. And he's on like one of the longest win streaks at middleweight. So like this just makes zero sense to me. I have to be on the John Young Park side. I think he's very live to win this fight. I think he's very live to drown Ikram 2-3 because he could do it to anyone. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Ikram to be like, yeah, John Young Park has no chance. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know John Young Park's been dropped by Tavares, but we've seen him so many times just take so many shots and be fine. Even I'll tell you what, the Andre Muniz fight, my opinion of Ikram lowered so much. Like I thought Ikram was really good, I really did, but like my opinion just lowered so much because the striking was so sloppy. It was so sloppy, and it's like I'm not even sure he really hit on Muniz like the best. Like Muniz just went down, like. That Muniz fight wasn't a good look, even if he got a round 1 KO. I just have a hard time seeing him do that to John Young Park. If he does, fair play. I'll lose my money. I'm going to be on a bet on John Young Park. Probably nothing crazy, but because again, we are in Abu Dhabi. How to keep that in mind with judging and stuff like that. I'm going to be picking against that, but it's like I'm going to be like betting like safer because of that. Like not as crazy. Because like maybe this would be a bigger play if it was elsewhere, but. Yeah, I think John Young Park should win this fight. The Iron Turtle. Nasrat Haqparast versus Killian Salkilled. Banger fight. Give me Salkilled. I think he's going to win a decision. I think he's going to be able to marab Nasrat, throwing some good combos on the feet, but the wrestling being the key thing here. We haven't really seen Nasrat really been wrestled too much. I guess a little bit in the Jared Gordon fight, and he's able to defend those, but Dan Hooker fights in my head. And I think Salkilled is a super legit prospect. I really do. So I'm not looking to bet this, by the way, in terms of that. But I will tell you what I'm looking to bet. Because I'm not super confident because I do think Nasser can light him up on the feet. I really do. So, but I do like over 2.5. I know it's chalky, but man, I think it's just fine. Like I think I know Salkilled's on short notice, which is a worry. Nasser knew about this, so his cardio should be fine. But I think both these guys are really tough, durable dudes. And as a result, I think this fight's going to go over. I think this fight goes over at a pretty high clip. The over 2.5 fight goes. So that's the way I'm looking at this fight. I'm not even touching it. I'm just going to go with over. I think this fight's going to go long. So yeah, give me Killian Salkilled to win decision. But I'm not confident like either side. Aspinall versus Alexander Rakic. Give me Rakic. You know what? I'm gonna go round 3 KO. TKO. Rakic is just levels. It's levels here. This is a big step up from. I'm not even including Brenton Hebrow. Brenton's Hebrow is terrible, by the way. It's a big step up from Manafield and Justin Jacob. Rakic is a legit fighter. He is huge as well. That's something to consider. He is huge, and I think that size is going to play a big factor in him point fighting. Or if he takes that approach, or he could be wrestling. I think that matters here. And who are the guys Rakic losing to? Jan Blachowicz, a fight he was winning the whole time. Not the whole time. He lost round 1. But rounds 2 and 3, he was winning, and then steps back, leg just goes down on him. Happens. Yuri Prohaska, fight he's winning, round 1, had staph infection, so it makes sense he went down as he did. I hope they make that rematch eventually for the belt. That's what I want to see. And Magomed Ankalaev, he wins round 1. He wins round 1 off Ankalaev. Round 2, he loses. His stupid corner, which by the way he left, which I love, tells him, "Oh yeah, we're up 2-0," and he gets Rakic to fight just a dumb round 3 as a result because he thinks he's winning when he's not because his corner lied to him. Terrible corner. I'm happy he left them. Went to a new team, and I've been hearing good things about it. So I love Rakic here. I think it's a get right spot for Rakic. I love him in this spot. I think he's gonna win against Aspinall. Aspinall's got power, but I don't think he's really gonna be able to find the way to connect. Rakic is a good way. Is really good at neutralizing that threat and playing safe. And like we've seen so many bad looks at Azamat against lower level guys. I think Rakic can absolutely pull it out. So yeah, I love Rakic here. I think he's gonna win this fight. Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. I'm gonna go Volkov, but I'm not that confident in this. I won't lie. I'm gonna go like 2-3 KO. I'll go round 2. It's an interesting fight. Almeida really reliant on the submission game. I think Volkov's gonna be really tough to take down. And if he does take him down, I trust Volkov to just keep himself safe. He's one of the pretty alright heavyweights, so you can rely on Volkov. I think Volkov's really good. Rob think it's gone. I think on the feet, it's not even a contest. I think the closing the distance is going to be trouble for Jailton, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be easy at all. So like I think it's going to be problematic in that sense. And I mean, if he gets Volkov down, it definitely could be trouble. I get it. I think Volkov wins this though. I think he's kind of too good for Jailton. I think he can find a way to keep distance, find a way to land big shots. Maybe he can keep his back on the fence and land like elbows and finish him like Blades did. I think with like those long limbs, especially, you can absolutely hurt Jailton. Maybe he hurts him with the jab. I don't know. I think Volkov's definitely live. I'm considering putting like a small amount on him, but definitely nothing crazy. I'm not that confident in Volkov, but I do think he's the side money line wise. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. Call me crazy, man. Call me crazy. I'm going Mario Bautista by decision. I know we're at Abu Dhabi. The decisions are not going to be towards Mario. I'm fully willing to be wrong on this one. I'm not confident. I'm not like super duper confident in it. But man, Mario Bautista is a really good fighter. These odds are disgusting. They make no sense to me. Maybe Mario Bautista tries to go for a finish. He's pretty big. Mario Bautista is a really big bantamweight. And he's really good. And I wish this was a 5-rounder so much. Because he provides a lot of the same problems to Umar that Merab does. Because Mario has unlimited cardio, insane takedown defense. So I don't think this fight's going to be really hitting the ground too much. And if it does, I think Mario Bautista will be able to pop back up. And insane volume. So, like, I think Mario's absolutely live. He's a really good fighter. Maybe he's able to get a finish. Probably not. This fight probably goes, to be honest. Yeah, I think Bautista should be able to get this done. Or not, maybe not should. Like, I think he's able to get this done. I'm willing to be wrong about it. So, I want Mario to make his way to the top and fight Piotr Jan versus Merab winner. So, I would love to see it. Because I think Mario is a really good fighter. And he's really deserving of this. But yeah, I think Mario very, very much has a shot. I don't think betting Umar is necessarily a great thing. Honestly, probably just pass. I'm going to be honest with you. Stogger pass, probably just pass. But I'm going to be putting a little bit of money on Mario. Because, I mean, this guy's been a money-making machine for me. I guess I am a little biased. I can't lie. But, I mean, he has the tools. He has the tools. It's not like it's impossible by any means. Umar's not some unbreakable, undefeatable force. It's a winnable fight. And at MMA Lab, I trust MMA Lab to give Mario Bautista the right game plan to win. Verna Jandiroba versus Mackenzie Dern. Cool fight. The rematch. I think the winner is going to be Mackenzie Dern. I think I'm gonna go late rounds TKO. I'll go round 5. I'll give Verna some credit. I think she's pretty tough. But I think like TKO from like mount with elbows, I think is very possible. they're doing Verna kind of dirty here. Like, why the hell is Dern getting a title shot? I don't know, but this is as winnable a fight for her as it is because she's already won this fight. Um, of the two, the one I think has been improving more is Mackenzie Dern. Like I think her stand up's a lot better than Verna's, and it's like Verna's stand up is terrible. It's bad, bad. And sadly for Verna, this is not a 3-round fight. This is a 5-round fight. I think 5 rounds is so bad for her because her gas tank isn't good. So I think it's trouble for her, and especially with Dern, who's going to make her work on the ground. It's not going to be an easy time on the ground because she needs to fight to be on the ground and win this fight. I think Dern's got this. I have like a unit play at plus 105, but these odds are kind of nasty now. I wouldn't necessarily suggest playing Dern now at this point, but people are going to parlay her like crazy. I don't suggest doing it. I think there's value on Verna's side because she has been looking like the better fighter all this run. I will say that. Just I do think the matchup is pretty terrible for her. So yeah, I do think Dern wins as a result, and I think late rounds finish very live for Mackenzie Dern, especially like TKO. I think that's like pretty live. But yeah, give me Mackenzie Dern by late finish. Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. There was a time where I would have went Gane. That was before the Volkov fight. After the Volkov fight, I'm going round 1 sub for Aspinall. Why even entertain Gane on the feet? Why do that? Just take him to the ground, sub him. I don't necessarily think it might be as easy to sub him round 1 as opposed to round 1 sub because Aspinall gets all his finishes round 1. But I wouldn't bet like round 1 sub or anything like that. I would just play sub because I can see a world where this fight does extend because I mean I feel like that's got to be Gane's game plan, right? Make this fight extend, see what Aspinall's like late. But I think there's a world where it does extend and Aspinall's still able to get a takedown, get a sub. Gane's like it's so sad. Like after the Jones fight and going to the Volkov fight, it's like he's probably making improvements in the ground game. Maybe he has been, but getting taken down by Volkov like he did, and like kept on bottom, especially in the round 3. I just can't, man. I've lost all hope in it. I've lost all hope. I know he's injured in that fight. His leg was messed up, or foot was messed up, I think. But man, it's just not a good look, and I can't get it out of my head. And I will say I would have picked Gane to win this fight if I hadn't seen that fight. I would, but yeah, in my opinion, the odds are wide. But the only way Aspinall covers this line is with grappling. He's not gonna outstrike Ciryl to the point where he's like he covers this line. He needs to grapple, and if he grapples, he gets potential to be an even bigger favorite. Honestly, I think he's gonna grapple, and because of that, I'm gonna be putting something on Aspinall sub prop, not like sub 1, 2, or 3 or something like that, but like just sub in general, because I think it could be even late. Yeah, I think Aspinall gets it done. Shout out to Tommy Aspinall. Now I got that done. Let's go through the picks and as well as specifically the more significant strikes and more takedown props that I like. Amarim, Noe, more takedowns, Amarim all day. More 6 strikes, I believe Amarim, but like wouldn't touch that. There's a world where if this fight goes a little bit extended, Noe could get that, but I would go with Amarim. Azat Maxim, Mitch Raposo. Takedowns, Azat. 6 strikes, Azat. I mean, Mitch is kind of low volume anyway, so yeah. Barnett, Hamdy takedowns all day. Chris Barnett's not going for any. 6 strikes. I guess I would go Hamdy too because I think he's gonna win this fight with ground and pound pretty early on. But yep, Delgado, Wood. That's an interesting one. More takedowns, I guess Wood, because I think Delgado's just going to be trying to go for the kill on him. But more 6 strikes, I think it's going to be Delgado because he's just going to be just throwing a bunch. High volume fighter, so I think that's how that's going to be going down. More takedowns, more 6 strikes. I'll tell you what, more takedowns. I think. Yeah, no, I'll go Walter, but like more 6 strikes, I might go Louis Sutherland. I think there's a world where. Like just Walker's just full grapple mode and doesn't really even land any 6 strikes. So I think that's like a way to look at it, and I bet you that line might be all right. So give me Sutherland in the 6 strike department. Ron Betsky, Klein, interesting one. More takedowns. Ron Betsky, we like that a lot, honestly. And then more 6 strikes. I'm going to lead Ron Betsky because I think he's going to get the grappling going, and he's just not going to give Klein much room, in my opinion. What I'm worried about in this fight is a cut stoppage. I'm worried about a cut stoppage because Ludwig Klein doesn't really have much of a history of KOing people. He's hurt some people pretty bad, but yeah. Ikram Aliskarov, Jun Young Park, 6 strikes. I'm going to go Jun Young Park. He's a volume machine. And more takedowns. I mean, we don't really see Ikram go for many takedowns. I mean, maybe this is a fight we do it. I'm going to go Jun Young Park for that one. I think both of those might be even be plus odds somehow. The 6 strikes one shouldn't be, though, I would imagine. Sal killed Nasrat. Sal killed more takedowns. Nasrat more 6 strikes. I would lean. Not super confident about either. But I guess Sal killed more takedowns, pretty more likely, because I don't really see Nasrat going for any. Rakic versus Akanov. I like Rakic more takedowns for sure. I don't think Aspinall's going for any. And then I think I lean Rakic more 6 strikes as well. I think he's going to keep distance and not get hit. Because I don't think you want to get hit by Aspinall versus Akanov, because that's too hard. Volkov, Almeida. Almeida more takedowns. I really doubt Volkov goes for any takedowns here. And Volkov more 6 strikes, I guess, but I'm not necessarily the most confident in that, to be honest. Especially if like Jelton gets Mount in like top position early, and then round 2 just gets bonked right away. No thanks. Umar Nurmagomedov, Mario Bautista. I think Mario's some value on the 6 strike side, because I mean he throws a lot of volume. I know Umar's pretty good with the kicks, so like it might be a little tough, but yeah. And then Umar more takedowns, because I don't really see Mario going for any takedowns in this fight. Genji Doba, Dern. I leaned Genji Doba takedowns because I don't really think Dern really. Why should she want this fight to be on the ground? If you're Dern, she either takes you down or you just keep the fight on the feet. You just mess her up on the feet. Simple as that. And then more 6 strikes. Definitely Dern. Definitely Dern. I expect her to put a lot on Genji Doba. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. More takedowns. Absolutely Aspinall. More 6 strikes. I don't know. It's tough. I wouldn't touch that 6 strike line, in my opinion. I guess you could take a dog shot with Gane and like live with yourself, but yeah, I mean, if it ends really quickly, it is what it is. Aspinall has the possibility of ground and pound as well, so there's that as well. But I'm not touching the 6 strike one for me. Tom Aspinall more take. I mean, come on, like it's a given. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Very excited for the pay-per-view. A lot of bets I'm very excited about. So yeah, let's get into it. You can check me out at BetMMA.tips, Champ Bets, and yeah, see you guys next time. And yeah, what's next card? It's the Garcia versus Onama card, which actually is pretty fun. So very excited to talk about that one next time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great one. Peace.